What do you do if you've been talking a lot and you're getting a sore throat? How do you prevent getting a sore throat if you have to do a lot of speaking? For starters, lubricate. Have a bottle of water around or a glass of water. Now, you don't want to drink every 2 seconds. People will think you're nervous or something, but every 5-10 minutes, there's nothing wrong with stopping and taking a sip of water. Some of the most famous, successful comedians in the world do just that. So keep yourself lubricated. Here's what's happening when you are speaking a lot. You're pushing more air over your vocal cords. It's drying out your vocal cords. You're also banging your vocal cords together harder when you are projecting. All of that tires your throat. It's likely to give you a sore throat. Now, here's the number one tip I'm going to give to anyone who speaks a lot, who has ever had a sore throat or is worried about it. It's going to seem a little weird. I realize this, but here's the tip. Use a wireless microphone and a speaker. Many years ago, about 20 years ago, I was traveling around the country. I was training all day long, 8 hours a day and speaking. And I was on airplanes. I was in different locations. It was 6 straight days for an entire week. And by day 5, I lost my voice. Couldn't talk. It was just dried up and cracked. What had happened is I had a cold, took medication, antihistamines that dried me out, plus on dry airplane air, plus speaking more. All of those things came together and my vocal cords were turned essentially to dust. So it made me realize I got to do something differently. Here's the number one difference after that saved my voice, saved my throat, and made sure that never happened to me again. I used a speaker and a wireless microphone. Put the microphone on here, had a speaker in the back of the room. The beauty of that is I never had to project because I knew there was a microphone right here. So even if I was in a room with 50 people and somebody is 25 feet away, I wouldn't have to raise my voice like this. I could just speak in a normal conversational tone of voice. That way, I wasn't banging my vocal cords together harder. I wasn't pushing more air out over my vocal cords. And it made it a more relaxing experience for me, but it still worked for my audience because I had the speaker, the amplification, they could hear me fine. Because here's the thing, people say, well, TJ, I don't need the speaker. I speak plenty loud. Here's the problem. If you have to stand up and speak for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, even 10 minutes projecting, sure, that probably won't make your throat sore. Probably won't matter, probably won't hurt. But if you have to speak for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, a day, it will bang your vocal cords together. It will dry it out. You are going to have a sore throat. Beyond that, you're physically just going to feel tired if you're projecting all the time. Now, here's something that may shock you. Even when I trained people 2 in a room, 3 in a room, I would still use the microphone and the speaker. Now, the speaker might be on a very low setting, but it was just enough to juice the volume so I wasn't tempted to raise my voice. The way to protect your voice is to speak in a way that you're not having to project louder than usual. You want to speak almost like you're talking on the phone, because I'm sure you've talked on the phone before with someone for maybe 2-3 hours. Your throat was fine because you were only trying to project to the microphone right here. Right now, my microphone is right here. It's just out of the camera reach. But because I know it's close, I don't have to speak like this to like I'm speaking to a big room. So I save my voice. That is absolutely critical. It's going to feel awkward. Could someone say, well, why are you wearing a microphone? That seems weird. They could. Guess what? Nobody ever does that. And if they think that, who cares? You're saving your voice. The other beauty of using a microphone and a speaker, even if you're just talking to 5 or 10 people, is it allows you to use the full range of your voice. If you're in a training room or a lecture hall or a conference hall and you're projecting, what that does is flatten your voice. I want to thank all of you for being here today. Hear how that's kind of a flat tone? Because you're doing everything up here. If you have a microphone and a speaker, you can go loud if you want to, but you can also whisper. Everyone will still hear you. So you give the fuller range of your voice back to yourself. It makes it easier for you. It protects your voice and it saves the voice. Other things, really obvious things, don't yell. Don't scream. I hope you don't anyway, but that is the problem. I won't mention his name, but there's an extraordinarily famous motivational speaker who has done so much yelling over his career, he's basically destroyed his vocal cords. And there's this frying sound in his vocal cords because of these high energy things he does to yell. So you really want to be very, very careful about ever yelling because it can do damage to your vocal cords. Now, if you are speaking all day and you know you've got to speak all day tomorrow and your throat is feeling sore, then be careful to give it extra rest tonight. If you were going to go out to a party or a loud restaurant talking to people, maybe you don't. Talking over other people, talking over noise, talking over music is very stressful to the voice because, again, you're banging your vocal cords together, you're putting a lot more air over your vocal cords, it's drying it out. So be very careful about that. Your voice is an instrument. Take good care of it. For so many professions, it is extraordinarily important. If you lose your voice, you could in fact lose your livelihood. So protect it. You probably protect your car, wash your car, get maintenance, oil servicing for your car. You need to really cautiously guard your voice. Protect it. Don't yell. Don't scream. Things like smoke can irritate it a great deal. A lot of reasons, good reasons for not smoking, but protecting your vocal cords is one of them. Now, if you do feel like you've overtalked and your voice is sore, your throat is sore, be careful. I would caution you against using a typical drugstore spray that is alcohol-based. Temporarily, it will take some of the soreness away. Hey, sounds good. Why wouldn't I want to do that, TJ? The alcohol will dry out your throat and make it feel worse when you're talking again more. So I'm not saying you can never use it, but if you've finished a long week of speaking and your throat is sore, finally at the end of the week, and you know you're not going to speak for the next 3 days, maybe you use a throat spray with an alcohol base. But otherwise, if you're going to do any speaking, I would avoid any throat spray that has any alcohol in it because it might feel good temporarily, but it will dry it out. It will make the problem worse. So keep your throat well lubricated with plain old-fashioned water or filtered water. If you're drinking something warm, hot tea, something that doesn't have a lot of caffeine in it or other irritants is the best way to go. Take care of your voice and it will take care of you.